Welcome to a Command & Conquer Remastered series between, in the blue it is YouTube Brotherhood of Lorpz, versus in the orange it's Bloser. And this is a well, not really a best of 3, it's like a first to a lead of 2, first with an advantage of 2 games. Where we're starting out with a nod mirror, slightly faster for Bloser to start, with their refinery out already, and one from Lorpz is a little bit later, but it's going for the downwards field, the southern field first, alright, whereas Bloser takes the northern field first. This is slightly less efficient. And because of that, it's actually Lorpz who has the slight advantage in terms of resources harvested. Not a lot, it's like really not a lot. But they do. Not anymore, nope, not anymore. But still, they had a very small advantage to start. Just because this harvester was like loaded from the side, whereas this one had to go all the way around. Now it's the 3 in terms of ref counts and scouting. Scouting for Bloser is not bad, it's like quite good even. All the way around, Lorpz' scouting is not that good. Down south, scouting for Lorpz is coming in. We'll have another minigunner die, I would assume. Yes, it is indeed dead. And well, a little bit of damage there for Bloser on that construction yard. But it's not really going to matter much, probably. I mean, one buggy is going to matter more, but still, they had to repair it. Which is not the worst thing, honestly, but it's still a little bit of damage, and it's an advantage you get if you're the attacking player. Yeah. Now, airstrip is out for both. Fourth refinery now out for Bloser. And Lorpz is only now getting that 4th RAF. Buggy numbers is pretty equal. In the middle it's like 3 to 4 now, but like there is another 1, 2 going south for Bloser. So it's just a matter of grouping up and all of a sudden they have the advantage, but not anymore, but like these two, and then they do. And oh yeah, there are more over there, so yeah. It's just even, okay? Expanding down south with like 5th refinery first, whereas, well, Lorpz does not have that 5th refinery, they're going for the southern field immediately, and Bloser is blocking the placement. Really nice, because that way you're getting an eco advantage, and you're making it, well, a lot worse for your enemy to like get eco. Would have been nice to have it actually be taken down, but wasn't quite able to do that. And in the middle is taking quite a good fight. Only 3 buggies left for Lorpz over here. Whereas Bloser still has 6 or 7. Though now it's kind of flipping again. Anyways, second airstrip out for Bloser, who now also arrived to the southern field. Lorpz has, however, already gotten up another refinery there. On the biggest field on the map, so that's like the best eco. But has not really gotten the production that Bloser has. Now, Lorpz going to try and attack something, or Bloser trying to attack something, or is it just taking the fight? Because you can take quite a good fight over here. Only now having the reinforcements come in. And Harvest being stupid. Alright. Now, still fight pretty okay for Bloser, just because the minigunners are able to damage those buggies quite well. And second airstrip is now out, which means that Lorpz will be able to spend their cash quite efficiently. And is like really close with those reinforcements, though how much that matters, I don't know. Turret is very good against vehicles, and especially buggies, because they damage it very little. And Bloser indeed forced away. Now, fighting in the middle. Both players are like equal there. And, ooh, bikes coming in soon. Are you going to try and use those for sniping, or are those just to like actually like damage and kill those buggies? Right now you're going to need them in the fight against the enemy buggies, but maybe if they're not focused down well enough, you can use them to snipe something later on. One bike was sniped quite well, but there are still 4 left, so yeah. Not exactly the easiest thing for Lorpz to take down. Construction yard was just sold off. And that does mean that Lorpz now has 4,000 in the bank, should be able to spend that quite well. However, Bloser also knows that it has been sold off, because of the scouting they got earlier on. Eco is better for Bloser, not by a lot I will say, but it is slightly better. How much that's going to matter? I mean, like, still 3,000, but that's about the same as what Lorpz got from selling off that construction yard. So, once they spend everything, they should have, like, about equal value on the field. And, well, taking quite a good fight, because a lot of the forces from Bloser are not engaging. And now both players have quite a good force, though again, Bloser not fighting with like 5-6 units at least. Turret now in the base for Bloser in range of some of the buggies, at least it was. And with their bikes not being focused down, they should, well, they are focused down, but like not very well. They should be able to clean this all up. Trust forces over here with an engineer. Might actually be able to capture something. Though stuck there, and now turret to take down the engineer. Not efficient, don't get me wrong. But hey, it might just work, and it did indeed. And getting, oh wow, getting 3 minigunners for selling off a turret. Turrets are cheap. That means that a turret is only like 200, assuming you wanted to get up minigunners, and you get back like some of the cash still, because turrets is are like 500, right? I believe so. That seems weird. Okay. Anyways, crash, great. 3 minigunners back, and indeed you get like a turret costs 600, so getting 3 minigunners from that is actually not bad. In the meantime, over here, a little bit of a singular bike fighting off those turrets. Not going to work, but now with a little bit of extra support and all that. One turret is down, the other one is not focusing on the bike, but bike focused down anyways. Right now, harvester over there for Bloser could be really bad if, like, Lorpz spots it and tries to take it down. Does indeed spot it, but is not able to trap it, it seems. So chances of it going down are quite slim. Units on the field are currently still pretty even, actually, surprisingly enough. I mean, the eco lead for Bloser is like quite significant by now, and just the advantage from selling off that construction yard is not really there anymore for Lorpz. So I'm surprised at how many units Lorpz is able to keep up, especially like looking at it, well, an even KD. So yeah, that's kind of surprising to me, with like almost 10,000 more harvested for Bloser. And over here, a lot of minigunners now from Bloser, which are slowly but surely being cleaned up, it seems. Forces over here for Lorpz are not really something Bloser is able to take down. Yeah, minigunners do have a good amount of DPS, but not enough there. Snipe on this side, not sure if it was able to do something. I mean, the airstrip is still up. I see 1 and a 2 harvesters, so not sure. Anyways, light tanks moving in. They are indeed fun. And what are those able to do? They soak a lot of shots, especially from minigunners and buggies. And well, since Lorpz doesn't really have any bikes here, it should be fine. But on the other side, I believe that was at least one refinery, but I'm pretty sure there was also... No, there wasn't an airstrip there. No, there wasn't. Just a refinery. Anyways, both sides now trying to take down forces on the other side. Over here. Turret coming up. Some forces are still here for Bloser, and Bloser at the same time should be able to take down that airstrip without issues. There it goes. And forces over here for Lorpz have been cleaned up. Does that end it? No. And like, why do you have that many minigunners? Not sure. These two refs, they seem like easy targets. I mean, it's not too difficult to take those down, I would assume, but like, yeah, with the harvester included, very good target for Bloser. And down south, still trying to do something, making something work. I mean, there are enough forces here for Lorpz, I would say, to keep up that airstrip without too many difficulties. So just focusing up here is probably going to be more important for you. Though of course keeping Lorpz distracted down south in order to defend their last airstrip also makes sense. Now, over here, little buggy cleaned up. Minigunners could easily kill these two refs as long as they're not driven over by those harvesters. Airstrip sold off, that means 0 production and GG. Bloser takes game 1. Not mirror, game number 2 between in the orange Bloser still on Claustrophobia versus YouTube Brotherhood of Lorpz in the yellow this time around. Still both are playing as Nod, so not a lot special going on there, and because of that I'm going to ask you to subscribe to the channel. Because yeah, what else should I say? I don't know. Well, something I can definitely say is that don't get your airstrips trapped, because this is still round 1 in the tournament, and a little bit different. A like spread out base, as in like some of it going north, some of it going south, whereas over here Bloser went north with everything, and first refinery in the back of the base. Slightly different start, of course, and definitely not an amazingly efficient refinery there for Lorpz. Now third ref out, and that's on the like back to Badium field. The eastern field, alright, with Bloser being a little bit slow, I'd say, but third ref will probably be there. So, you're really slow. Are you going airstrip already? It could happen. Though I would be a little bit surprised, but with the like speed at which you're getting your buildings up, I do think it's going to be an airstrip. And there it is. Alright, not actually trapping it or like making it difficult to maneuver. So that's good. And now going to the south side as well. Okay. There is the airstrip for Lorpz though. So Bloser really isn't that quick. Only now you've like kind of caught up in like buildings, but you're still behind in the crawl. So I don't really know why you're like so much slower. 2 buggies over there, 2 more in the base, 3 more in the base now. Whereas there are 4 of them moving out already for Bloser, so they do have like ever so slightly better buggy numbers. But not by much. Scouting on Claustrophobia, as always, just awful for both players, but over here buggies will try to scout and actually accomplish that. And are they also going to try and do a little bit of damage? It does not seem like it. Anyways, those are some good buggy numbers over there for Lorpz. And getting like definitely through a kill. Alright. Good. Turn those back on if they're not. They are. Okay, good. Anyways, blocking your own harvesters there a little bit. Not exactly efficient. And over here, another 2 refs. Sure, you've only got like 1 on this field, whereas Bloser has 2, of course. And same up here. But that means you're eco is spread out better. So that's really nice for Lorpz. Over here, buggy numbers are just plain old better. And on this side, well, no defenses, so Bloser is able to at least move in here, scout a bit. But with these forces, they like Lorpz should be able to catch these buggies out without too many difficulties. Will not be able to really do anything, but over here, Lorpz able to force a sell-off on that refinery. With the Tiberium still being this close, that's a quite significant eco loss. And second airstrip already. Sure thing? I mean, you're like 5 harvesters. Like 4 and a bit, maybe. Also, like, how did that thing get this damaged? Like, the construction yard really shouldn't have been damaged that much, I'd say. But it did. But Lorpz is able to keep it up, so it's not a big deal anyways. Crawl down south, second airstrip out over there for Lorpz now. And will soon be at the biggest and like most efficient field in the game. As long as you don't count the middle, because if you build your refineries there, that's still pretty efficient too. A little bit of a weird placement, I'd say. Couldn't it have been like 1 over? Maybe even 2 over? Not sure. Anyways. Over here. 2 more buggies fighting and are not able to take down the refinery, you would say. And that's because the buggies are about to be killed. And there they go. Right, I mean, buggy numbers still healthy. Down south, healthy too. And that while their eco is like even, but yeah, KD 50 to 26. Not great. It really just isn't. And with the eco here soon to run out. And then south, that's the same thing. The eco for Bloser will fall behind. Over here, good fight for Lorpz, you would assume. I mean, they just have more units, so it would make sense to have that be a good fight. And yeah, now with the eco in the south middle as well. This is going to be difficult for Bloser. Eco is just in favor of Lorpz right now. Also, that one is definitely not in the right place. Oh well. That's where it should be. My bad. Anyways, over here, the fight is now going quite well for Lorpz, but with the reinforcements it should swing in favor of Bloser. Still though, eco already like 4k, 5k ahead for Lorpz, whereas they were within a couple hundred just like 30 seconds or a minute ago. Harvester over here could be heavily damaged or killed. Seems like barely damaged and definitely not killed. Oh well. And over here you've got a pretty decent fight for Bloser, but a lot of these buggies are already damaged. Like half of them. And some of them are like almost destroyed completely. Whereas these from Lorpz are still very, very healthy. Eco for Bloser seems to be getting better. I mean, the issue is just that this field is completely gone, this one is almost gone, and this is gone. There, one harvester goes down, so all of a sudden the eco you got back is already disappearing. And the fight over here for Bloser isn't amazing, as in they're going to lose all of the units over here. Which means that they've gotta send things here again, because otherwise their harvesters get damaged again. Okay, almost everything goes down. Sure. Anyways, this field is pretty much untouched. Okay, good. On this side, eco for Lorpz is still available. Backside is going to run out relatively quickly. This is 2. This isn't exactly healthy either though, but well, it's still somewhat there. Whereas on Bloser's side, it's all gone. This is almost gone, and they do still have healthy fields there. Another harvester for Bloser, and pretty much completely trapped. will be killed. And at this rate, I don't see it, Bloser. I just don't. Over here, your forces are just way inferior compared to the ones from Lorpz. And yeah. Everything cleaned up and eco will go down. Right. What do you do in this position? I'm pretty sure the only thing you can do is just give up. Like, you just sold off your construction yard. That might be able to get you something, but still, you're like 10k behind by now in eco. 2,500 from your construction yard is just not gonna cut it. Forces on the field, yeah, you're just not going to beat that. And harvester in there, harvester. Come on, Lorpz, do it. Destroyed. Yeah, what's the eco now? Like 4 harvesters. 4 harvesters for Bloser. No, that's just not going to work. I mean, just on the screen now, we've got 5 harvesters for Lorpz. So, yeah. GG. Base was being cleaned up over there. So that means it's now a 1-1. On to game number 3. Game 3 on the 2 rivers. Between in the yellow, it is Brotherhood of Lorpz as Nord versus Bloser in the orange as Nord. Bloser this time around slightly faster compared to what Lorpz does. Alright. Also, like, very tight base. I mean, you can't really do it any other way, but still. That's like, yeah. You can't place it anything there. Like, your hand of Nod can't go down. So it makes sense that it's there, but it seemed very compact if you compare it to, like, this. This is very, like, spread out, very open. Anyways, double ref over here versus double ref over here. Same field, alright. Though, of course, this one is harvesting on the, like, far away field, so it's slightly less efficient. And because of that, Lorpz is already, like, 100 ahead in terms of resources harvested. Not a lot, but still, they are. Is now defending the choke points very well. And on the other side, well, Bloser is doing the same thing, but not defending this one yet. And actually running away from the minigunner. And now will just barely clean it up. Alright. So scouting denied. On like both sides. Bloser doesn't know anything about this side of the river, and Lorpz doesn't know anything about this side of this river. And alright. 3 ref, 1 airstrip. 3 ref, 1 airstrip. This standard not opening. And with displacement, you're quite close to this field already, which is very nice. So you can get relatively good eco on this field. Now, don't do the same thing as critical meds and have like 3 refs here and 3 refs there and then lose all of your eco after like a couple of minutes. Because the fields have been completely drained. Don't do that. And they don't seem to be doing that yet. Not yet, at least. Anyways, I don't know what this expansion is going to be for. Yeah, I don't know. Is that for this field? Makes some sense, of course. Or even going all the way here. And where are you going? I mean, it makes sense, of course, but we've seen more people go for this field, I feel. Not sure why. Anyways, bucket numbers quite equal, but kind of spread out over here for Bloser. But getting them all together, and will be a pretty even fight. But with the flamethrowers mixed in, Bloser should be able to win that. Especially with their reinforcements being this close by as well. Right now, Bloser with the better engagement, seemingly. But Flamethrower could clean up all of those minigunners, so that could be fun. And there they go. Alright. Last buggy cleaned up over there. Now, Lorpz moving this way. Sure thing. Might just make a pit stop around this field for one ref and then move further south. Whereas, well, Bloser will probably get up a ref here now. Or they're going for second airstrip already, after like 5 refs. Could see that actually. On the other side, 5 refs as well, but no, first you're going for the refinery. Might go airstrip after. Units over here, not enough to like really deny anything right now from Bloser. And over here, I mean, these numbers still seem to be better for Lorpz. So Bloser kinda can't push this. Which means that their crawl has been stopped quite alright. 2 refs on that small field. That's not going to sustain that. Anyways, over here, Lorpz now going to move in. And they don't have that many units, so I don't think they're actually going to be able to push into the base at all. They won't be able to scout anything, because no, they don't have scouting yet.
Building.
And there come the reinforcements from Bloser. On the other side, Lorpz isn't really able to push in either. And Lorpz is actually the one with second airstrip already. Whereas Bloser is still on 1, but it will probably change, I would assume. Over here, fight is going quite alright for Bloser. What kind of position are you winning over here? On the other side, it makes a lot of sense. They win this position, they get the Tiberium over there. And now there they come, bikes. Bikes for good damage, which, well, Lorpz really hasn't liked bikes this series. Don't think they've built a single one. They've just gone pure buggy spam pretty much. And alright, Bloser has actually gotten the position over there. So we'll have to see if they actually expand their eco there. Now, they are able to push this with their bikes and all that. So might be able to get some ref kills and or harvester kills. And that's one harvester already gone. That thing had like 600 Tiberium still left in the tank. 650 I should even say, I'm pretty sure. Because it was just that quick. And a second ref with harvester already dead. Enough minigunners to quickly take down that turret. So turret isn't really able to do all that much either. And units over here for Lorpz are not amazing. Flamethrower does get like one decent shot off, but that's about it. On the other side though, Lorpz has gotten back this position, though they kinda can't fight this if Bloser gets all of their forces together. Now over here, couple of bikes mixed in again for Bloser. And could you consider moving around and sniping something? I don't think so. Eco, right now, I mean, okay, that's quite bold. Yes, but it should be possible. Blocking the harvester from the enemy, alright. Just because how many units Bloser has over here. It should have been possible and it seems to be working out for them. Now, with that harvester possibly going down, then all of a sudden eco over here will have disappeared. This field is out, this one will very soon be out. And stop it. That's too far back. Now, yeah, well, with this field gone, this field almost gone, they'll have to rely on just this field pretty much. Because they can't access this anymore, they will not be able to access this either. Airstrip should be taken down. So, Lorpz will lose a lot of their eco and production. Even just getting this field is going to be very difficult. So they kind of have to get this under control, but I don't see that happening with the units they've got on the field right now. Over here, push from Bloser has still not been stopped. So Lorpz might consider just selling off the construction yard and going for one last push. But that's with like 2500 extra. How much can you really achieve with that? I don't think you can achieve all that much. I mean, just the forces over here, that's... and here, yeah, no, that's not going to be possible. So they might just hold on until this field is completely depleted, but they might also just give up earlier. Which is what they do. So game 3 goes to Bloser. So game number 4 between in the yellow Brotherhood of Lorpz versus Bloser in the orange. Both still playing as Nod. And alright. What's going to happen? I mean, just some scouting to start, of course, because that's what you always see. And Lorpz, once again, being slightly faster. Is that the lag advantage? I'm not sure. Anyways, efficiency on this refinery will be almost the same as this one. And second ref out already, okay. Nice thing for Lorpz is that this field is quite a bit larger than the top field for them, which is the efficient field for Bloser, whereas their like inefficient field is the bigger one. Right now on 2 refs versus now 3 refs versus already like 3 refs for a while for Lorpz. Their refineries will be quite a lot less efficient earlier, the ones from Bloser. So they kind of have to expand more, I'd say, not sure. Anyways, I assume we're just going to see double airstrip now, like one airstrip here and one airstrip here somewhere. Probably here, to get to this field and then later on to this field. Whereas Bloser, where do they place it? Here would make some sense because it's relatively close to this field, but that's not efficient and it's relatively small. So going for this field might make more sense, and you can at least pass through there, so that's not too bad. Airstrip is out for both, indeed. And scouting is like pretty good for Lorpz, not so good for Bloser. Lorpz now with 4 refs, and Bloser having to spider on over with some side slows already, wasting a bit of cash, but it at least gives you some efficient refineries, so it is necessary. Right, that's their 4th ref, whereas there are already 5 on this side for Lorpz. Yeah, that hurts. That definitely does hurt. And buggy numbers over here seem better for Lorpz, with, yeah, only 3 of them nearby for Bloser. They might actually like have a refinery be heavily damaged or even taken down, though with these forces it shouldn't go down. And turret as well, so is able to scare Lorpz away quite well, I say, as they move back in. But still, forces over here for Lorpz just aren't great. So staying there would have indeed not been the best idea. Second airstrip is already out. Well, already. It's after 5 ref, so it's not as already out. But still. Minus 15 power as well because of that. And actually just going to block this field off completely. Just because of the fact that it's a small field, so they don't want like an extra harvester near it. This one is just going to be enough. And in the middle, well middle, over here, we've got a decent fight for Lorpz. Decent, I should actually say like a good fight for Lorpz. Even though like some of their units are not engaging. Units over here for Bloser, just 4 or 5 buggies, that's not that many. And Lorpz is still expanding now to the like middle area, which is a little surprising. Though, I mean, the refineries they already had are going to harvest the like bigger fields soon, because their like tiny field has already ran out. Over here, Bloser's forces almost cleaned up. Might be cleaned up by Bloser, but nope. With these reinforcements as well, it's just not going to be cleaned up at all. Right, field over here completely out. This field is soon going to be out. This one as well, because those are just tiny. This one is already out, so they'll have to move on to that field very soon. On the other side though, with the less efficient harvesters, well, Bloser still has some eco in their like home base. And got to like one of these bigger fields earlier on. So hasn't really been hurt all that much by like Tiberium running out. And because of that, Bloser is actually like ahead in like 1000, 1400 eco in total. Though they're of course going to be hurt by well, halving over here. Inefficient harvesters here as well. So it's not as if their eco is going to be amazing either. I mean, their like 1400 eco lead has like pretty much disappeared already. Just because, well, these are long distance mining, but by the time they get back, they at least get you that 700 again. Though this is like super long range. Like, why are you going there? That's like some real things Tiberium done, like, halving. Anyways, over here, another harvester being blocked. But we'll be able to get into the refinery, though I'm not sure if that's going to be the best thing for Bloser. Because that refinery seems heavily damaged. No cash to heal it, to repair it, but at least the harvester does survive. So that's a good thing. Over here, Tiberium is almost out. And they don't really have any efficient fields at all anymore. Over here there are at least 2 efficient fields for Bloser, though they're not really harvesting it very well, and this is not too bad yet, I'd say. About on par with like this field for like one of them, I'd say. So Bloser will have like some okay-ish eco. I don't know, I mean like it just doesn't look pretty on either side, I'd say. It's a bit of an awkward map to like get actual efficient eco, it seems. And just 2 bikes, that shouldn't work, just because they can get micro down too easily. And 2 bikes left. That's almost 1, because this one is heavily damaged. Now with light tanks to soak damage, you might be able to make something work, but I don't think so. Just because, well, there are so many units over here. This harvester and refinery combo is going to be taken down. There it goes. By the time you move up, these can move in and your airstrip is dead already. And the game is being stupid, so it doesn't actually allow me to like actually show the replay. Seems to be corrupted or something, I don't know. Are you going to continue this time around? It seems like it is. And yeah, that's just a whole bunch of buggies. Some of them are damaging a harvester over there. Others are just taking down the light tanks just because of superior numbers. And by the time these 2 light tanks get cleaned up, and like maybe the 2 buggies as well, the airstrip will just be dead. Finally, we see some bikes coming out for Lorpz as well, which is first time I'd say in like this entire series. But hey, against light tanks it does make sense. That means another harvester, and that's pretty much the only somewhat efficient harvester they have, or like refinery they have, will be taken down, and that should just be GG. They've got 1 little production airstrip, but it's just not going to be enough. Looking at Bloser's Lorpz's eco, it's not pretty, it really just isn't, but at least it's better than this, and the units they've got on the field are also enough. Time for serves up 1v1 between Bloser in the blue and YouTube Brotherhood of Lorpz in the yellow. Both still playing as Nod, there we go. And with the slightly better starting position for Lorpz, let's say, just because this field is very efficient and it's very close by. Of course, they are going to have a little more difficulty with these two fields, or they're I don't know, third and fourth refinery in that case probably. Whereas Bloser has one inefficient harvester, refinery over here, a second one now. But for them, this field and this field will be quite a bit more efficient, just because their harvester will not have to move all the way around like it has to over here. And there is their third. Right. Third drive over here, and indeed, look, all the way around, now is able to harvest, whereas this one just moves back, and it will be done. Yeah, okay. So, scouting. Not amazing for both, but Bloser might be able to get some good scouting with this minigunner. Though, nope, they're not able to do that. Kills for Lorpz are a lot better, as you can see, but yeah, that doesn't really matter all that much, let's be honest. And over here now, minigunner gets killed. Alright, so Lorpz is not going to get any better eco or scouting. And they don't actually place their airstrip in the awful place. They just don't. Okay, good. Standard build for both. And ooh, Lorpz? What you doing with that engineer? No, but really, what are you doing with that engineer? It doesn't make a lot of sense if you're not even able to get your scouting units in there, because that's been blocked off, this has been blocked off, this is blocked off. I don't understand an engineer. I don't. Probably a misclick, but it's an expensive misclick. A very expensive misinput. Yes, indeed. 500, especially near the start of the game, is not great. Getting one or two buggies more would have been a lot better. Now, what will we see next? Already 5 ref over here, 5 ref now over here as well. But again, slightly less efficient harvester over there. This one is still decent because it is a side entrance. And ooh, there it is, 5 harvesters, 5 ref, 2 airstrips, alright. So slightly later at this field, but it should at least be more efficient at this field if you do want to build a refinery over there. Not sure if you will, but I do assume you're going to try and build a refinery there. Just a great way to expand to this large field down south. In the middle, well, forces seem really good for Bloser if they just fight with all of them. Of course, that's always the case, but yeah. You often see people fight with only half of the forces, so as long as you engage with all of them, it should be good enough. And indeed, we do see a refinery over there and second airship for Lorpz over there now as well. Now, already coming out with bikes, okay, well, one of them at least, 2, right. So, that makes sense. Having to micro those down for Lorpz would be difficult, might actually waste a little bit of damage. And if they are delayed with microing it down, like they are here, if they're even going to end up microing them down, then you will have some very good damage in the meantime. Right, airship is pretty much dead, and it will go down? Question mark? Yes. Alright. Well, sure. I mean, it would have made sense if it were to go down, just because, well, look at the, well, you should have seen the number of bikes there were, and the number of buggies. but Lorpz tried their best to keep it up. Anyways, slight issue, maybe. 4.5 grand in bank, no construction yard. Because there is the engineer running to the battlefield. Yeah. I don't think he's going to live. And it's going to be difficult for Lorpz to actually spend everything. Or at least like make it useful. Their buggy numbers over here are great, so that's good, yes indeed. But there goes the construction yard now for Bloser with double airstrip and some pretty good eco. They are like 3k ahead. They should be able to hold on against this. But as long as Lorpz is able to pick them off one by one when they come in, ew, it actually doesn't look all that pretty for Bloser. And almost 5k in the bank now for Lorpz. Right, this has been cut off to Harvester, even though it's not exactly efficient anyways. Might be in trouble. And with the cash in the bank from Lorpz, they should really be able to do things. And I find it highly surprising that Lorpz is the one with so much cash in the bank if Bloser has like 5,000 more harvested, 4,000 more harvested by this point. So I might have had them the wrong way around again. Anyways, buggy numbers over here now very good for Bloser. And with lighting coming in as well, that should be able to soak some damage and deal some as well. Buggy numbers for Lorpz are dwindling, they are all going down. So 4.6k in the bank still, pretty good kills, but they're just not able to spend all of their cash. They're building minigunners just to spend it, but even from Hand of Nod, they've only got a single one. That's not great, it just isn't. Over here, refinery, including Harvester, no, not including Harvester. Might end up going down. And it does indeed go down, right. Stupid game. You click on the bar where it says it is and then it jumps back. Amazing. Anyways, refinery will go down without the Harvester. And with these choke points, Lightnings could even just drive over all of the minigunners and get some really good kills like that. This one is already paid for itself just in like driving over. Crit luck over there for Bloser is not great. But looking at the number of units they've got on the field right now, especially with some of them being Lightnings as well, they should be able to hold on. And like, okay, rocket soldiers. It's a great way to spend cash, and it is actually able to damage those Lightnings quite well as well. So I don't hate it, but now I hate it, because the enemy is driving over your rocket soldiers. Yeah, that's the issue, they can't run from the Lightnings, and if you have someone who likes to drive over units, all of a sudden rocket soldiers really just are not good. But what else could you do in the meantime? I mean, you're spending all of your cash at your airstrip, so you have cash left over, which you just need to spend. Minigunners are not exactly amazing either in this situation, just with the number of, well, buggies and Lightnings which are able to drive over them. So it's difficult to say what Lorpz really could do differently in the position they're in now. Over there, a refinery goes down, so efficient Harvester over here, well, somewhat efficient Harvester over there is now gone. And that kinda just spells the end, right? Almost no eco, like this is the only kind of eco they've still got. These three should be taken down, those Harvesters. And once the airstrip goes down, their production is pretty much all gone. So GG. Game 5 goes to Bloser. And time for game number 6 between, in the blue it is YouTube Brotherhood of Lorpz, moving their construction yard versus Bloser in the red with the faster start. By moving their construction yard over here, they will be on the path to victory, as in on the path to this field. If that's victory, I don't know. What I do know is that they'll be able to like get these fields quite okay still, and then get to this field earlier compared to when Bloser gets there. Bloser with the refinery earlier, of course, because of that. And second one out already. But we'll have to like get their third one up over here as well, so we'll drain these two fields quite a lot faster compared to what Lorpz will be able to do. Bloser also with some really good scouting, knowing about construction yard and all that. Lorpz just doesn't know anything. But at the very least, like, Lorpz will be able to place their refinery over there soon. Getting on like equal footing. Right now, Eco's lead of like 1,000, 1,500 for Bloser, just because of that like earlier third ref, or like earlier Eco. And some really good scouting, like they know everything about the enemy base and also where they're going to go in the future. Like, Lorpz is not able to like hide anything pretty much. Airstrip after third ref, alright, is now out, and over here it will soon be out as well. Power plant, of course, because they were at like minus 25 power. And hand of not the second, because they still need to get to this field. It will just take them a little bit longer than it took Lorpz. There is the airstrip, but already like 3 buggies out. This is just 1. 4 to 1 actually. So is Bloser able to do any damage right now? Well, they are. They get a $200 kill on a flamethrower. And does Lorpz return the favor? Yes, it goes down there. Anyways, buggy numbers over here are good for Bloser, though it will not be enough to snipe the construction yard. I don't think so, at least. Sniping a power plant, though, that's a different story. Bloser themselves at minus 5 power, whereas Lorpz is like still at 165. It did not matter that it went down, but it was still a kill. Though, losing your buggies in the process, not exactly great. Anyways, they've got a ref now over there, and ooh, triple ref on that field. That's going to drain it quickly. It really is. But 6 ref versus 4? That's nice. That's really nice. Just look at Eco, and you'll know that, yes, it's a good thing to have more Eco. Bloser not able to spend their cash yet. Will probably go for a second airstrip soon. Whereas, yeah, Lorpz kinda isn't able to do that yet. Now with their like 5th refinery. Alright. Is it going to be here? In order to get to this field, Bloser? Or are you going to try and expand all the way here? I think moving to the side first makes more sense. But I don't play this game. Anyways, buggy numbers over here, pretty equal actually, all things considered. And indeed, look, already first ball is out, whereas this one not completely yet. And that means that this one is already going to this field, which is not exactly what you want to see in terms of efficiency. And indeed, just going to go like down and out, going to these fields first. Okay, sure. To me, it would have made more sense to go to these two, but hey, what do I know? Anyways, over here now, buggies. Pretty good for Lorpz, and second airstrip out already. On 5 refs, so not exactly the most special thing anyways. Whereas, wait, yeah. That's already 7th ref for Bloser. Having 2 bikes on that airstrip is also really nice, because yeah, Lorpz, you have to react to that now, because otherwise it's dead and that's $2,000 down the drain. You kinda can't have that, especially with the fight over here not being ideal either. At least they're able to save it, as in like they're able to sell it, but still not great. Still behind in eco, by like, well, a lot, because I forgot to take it away. And now down in production as well. I mean, at least you'll be able to even the eco somewhat by killing that harvester. Though, it's just a matter of like selling this refinery and... yeah, I mean, I don't know if they're really losing out on a lot of eco. I mean, this one isn't efficient anyway, so losing one here should not make such a big difference, I feel. Of course, losing it is losing it, which you don't want, but one that is long distance mining, if you lose that, it's not such a big deal either. On the other hand though, like, losing your construction yard, when only on one airstrip, and like a single hand of nod, yes, a single hand of nod, that hurts a whole lot. Especially because your enemy is on a double airstrip, triple hand of nod, and they still have their construction yard. While their eco is better, and will stay better, for now. Yeah, that's going to be a very much a uphill battle for Lorpz. And if that's true, it's their last game of the series, if Bloser indeed wins this. Lorpz really has to take some really good fights, and right now they have been doing that, but over here they're not, and down here they're not really engaging either. Now they are, so they should be able to take some pretty good fights over here. And still, they've got like 4,800 in the bank, so they can repair. If Bloser tries to attack something, they can repair it, because they're just not able to spend their cash. Over here, Bloser just sold off their construction yard. So has now also got... come on. Has now also got like 2,500 extra in the bank. So should be able to get some pretty good production running. Has already defended this place and should be able to hold on over here as well. Unless they go for a counter-offensive, which also makes a lot of sense. Getting the little bit of eco your enemy has to be completely inefficient, that is great. Nothing getting here soon. So Lorpz is just going to lose that refinery. If they're going to lose the harvester, I don't know. I don't actually think so, because it has been a while. Indeed, they don't lose it. But the refinery is gone. Over here, fight is going quite well for Lorpz. And that really is just what they need. A lot of units over there for Bloser though, so they should just be able to pull those in order to win the fight over here. Or once again push in on this side. On the south side. Yeah. Lorpz not being able to spend their eco is actually like... makes it like less bad that they lose that refinery. Because their production isn't really being slowed down because of it. But still, they're like 10k behind in eco. Forces on the field seem a lot better for Bloser, who has now indeed gotten like a positive KD as well. Or rather like kill to kill. I don't know. It's not attrition, it's not KD. Because it doesn't actually count your team kills. It doesn't count that. It just counts like what you killed. Anyways, power plant going down at minus 100 power for Lorpz. So, sorry Lorpz, but you are now also in a bit of trouble because your production has been slowed down, which means that you really aren't able to spend any of your cash anymore. Another refinery going down, another one going down. You're on three refineries still, which is seemingly not too bad. I mean, 3 refs with like 5 harvesters? That sounds good. Sure, just send it into the enemy base. I mean, it doesn't lose you anything anyways. But it's just kind of funny. Anyways, that makes 4-2 for Bloser, who wins this series. So, well done that you made it this far into the video. Consider watching the video in your lower left, but that's all I'm going to have for you today, and I'll see you in another video. Bye. 12k eco lead for Bloser.